Hello, this is Chris from 1AV. I'm here to show you just how easy it is to set up a Just a Power system using AMP. So first, what you end up doing is you'll go to support.justapower.com, search for AMP and download the software. Once you've got it downloaded, extract it and then run it, and then you'll be presented with this screen here. So we'll click on Let's Go, and then we'll go into Configure. And then basically it's going to ask us for a project name. We'll just call this new. And then which network adapter we're using. So in this case we're going to be using the Ethernet adapter. We'll hit go. We'll need to select the manufacturer that we're currently using. This will be Luxor. And then it will give us our default username and password. We'll select the model. Then we'll give the switch the IP address that we want it to end up on. And then we'll give it the /24 net mask and also input our router address there. Once that is done, we'll go into continue, and then we'll be presented with a screen where basically we have to tell the system how many receivers and how many transmitters we have. In this case I have 2 receivers and 2 transmitters. Hit go. And then basically what we've got to do here is that it will give us a running config that we have to upload into the switch ourselves. So we'll get that saved in. Then if we just browse over to the web interface of the switch, and then we'll go into administration, configuration, go to upload, select the config, replace the running config, hit upload. You may not see an immediate change because it is being uploaded into the running config, but if you browse the new IP address, you should get a reaction. So there we go. So the switch is now reachable with the brand new IP address, which indicates that the config has indeed been uploaded. The process of this for the Cisco is quite similar, the same sort of menu system. For the Netgear, it's a little bit different. For the Netgear, you're looking for the maintenance tab in particular, which will take you to where you need to upload the config. So if we go back into AMP and tell it that we have indeed uploaded the discovery config, in the next menu it will let us know where our devices need to be plugged in. So first we'll have our receivers, immediately followed by the transmitters, and then the very last port will be going into our network or our laptop if we're connecting directly. So now, once that is all confirmed, we just hit discover, and then basically what this is going to do is that it's going to take us to the screen where it's going to scan for any Just a Power devices that are currently on our network, confirm that they're indeed plugged into the correct place and whatnot, and basically just make sure that all is good. So it is currently scanning. We just give it a second, it should populate with information. There they are. Cool. So once all the devices have been found, if there are any devices at this point where the firmware isn't the latest, it will come up with a quick little screen to say, oh, would you like to update your firmware? And then you hit yes, and then it will update everything that it needs to. In this case, everything is currently updated, so we'll select all devices found. It will give us a quick screen to say, okay, these are your current IP addresses, and this is what the IP address of the device will be after configuration. So we'll hit the button to configure the devices, hit configure, and then it will just take a couple of minutes just to get the devices configured. Okay, once that loading screen is done, it's going to take a few seconds just to repopulate the brand new information, but the devices should now receive the new IP addresses for the, well, basically Just a Power IP scheme. Let's wait for the last device to be discovered here. There it is. Cool, so all the devices have been configured, so all that's left now is for the AMP software to configure the switch. So we'll just hit this button, hit configure switch. Yep, hit do it, and then basically it'll upload a brand new configuration to the startup config, and then basically have the switch restart. Okay, once that is done, we are done. So all we've got to do now is basically click finish. We can obviously save a report file. This is highly recommended just to make sure that obviously if any troubleshooting needs to be done, we can open the file and see exactly what's happened during the configuration and how it's been configured. It's always very helpful. It also gives you advice on how to set up a static route so you can control the just the power system, as well as obviously testing switching. But what we're going to do here is just click finish, and we are done. And it is honestly that easy to set up a just the power system. Thanks for your time. Hope you have a great day.